Hello, I'm Rebecca Mays and I'm a Recruitment Manager at the Northern Ireland Judicial Appointments Commission. We are now launching a scheme to recruit a High Court judge and there is one vacancy. The recruitment scheme will open to applicants on Friday the 6th of September 2024. Applications must be completed by Monday the 30th of September at 12 noon. NIJAC seeks evidence from applicants relating to their suitability for appointment through a range of methods. At the application stage, we ask applicants to provide NIJAC with their self-assessment against the criteria for the role in the form of a statement of suitability. The statement of suitability asks applicants to present evidence against selected elements of the person's specification for the role. In addition to the statement of suitability, we also seek applicants to provide us with 3 pieces of their written work. These 2 sources of evidence will determine which applicants will progress to interview. Further information in respect of both sources of evidence is provided in the applicant information booklet. At the interview stage, applicants will be asked to make a presentation to the selection committee and answer questions in relation to the 6 skills, attributes, behaviours and aspects of effectiveness which are required for the role. The selection committee for this competition will be chaired by Mr Paul Douglas, a lay commissioner, the Lady Chief Justice, the Right Honourable Dame Siobhan Keegan, Mrs Maureen Eccles, a lay commissioner, and the Honourable Lord Justice Treacy. We will now have an opportunity to hear from members of the selection committee on the nature of the role and the assessment process.
Hello, I am Siobhan Keegan and I am the Lady Chief Justice of Northern Ireland. I want to take this opportunity to speak to you about a current NIJAC competition to recruit a new High Court judge for Northern Ireland. The office of High Court Judge is one of the most important and senior of judicial roles. A High Court Judge will preside not only over cases which arise in the criminal and civil justice systems, but make significant decisions in many areas of the law. Those decisions will affect society in areas such as human rights, family law, mental health and immigration. Let me now briefly explain what the position requires. It is essential for a High Court judge to be a person of integrity, honesty and trust. A High Court judge needs to be self-motivated, to manage their workload and meet deadlines. Ultimately, they need to make judgments and to utilise their knowledge, expertise and intellect in order to do so. The successful applicant should be able to work with members of the public who are new to the court and its ways of working, as well as with the barristers and solicitors, the legal teams for whom the courts are familiar. Accordingly, the ability to collaborate and communicate with others is important across all aspects of the role. Advanced reading, the hearing and determining of cases, the drafting of judgments and final decision making is the stock trade of every High Court judge. However, the role is much more extensive. High Court judges serve on committees, prepare and deliver legal papers and engage in public events in this jurisdiction and further afield. It is also essential for a High Court judge to be a good team player and to display the highest standards of conduct in both professional and private life. The modern High Court judge is appointed to an office which imposes heavy responsibilities and is challenging. But it is also a stimulating and rewarding position. It is essential that applicants not only have the highest level of knowledge of the law and leadership ability, but are able as public servants to demonstrate a real understanding of human nature and the society that we serve. All of the skills I have mentioned can be demonstrated by suitably qualified individuals from a range of backgrounds and practice, from those who have experience in different areas of law, including civil, family, commercial, criminal and public law. It is important to society that the most meritorious applicant is appointed, and so the process of assessment and selection has been designed with the singular purpose to appoint the best applicant solely on the basis of merit. In conclusion, I hope that the accessing of information about this opportunity will help you make an informed decision as to whether to apply for this judicial office. I recognise that in a small jurisdiction such as Northern Ireland, it can be difficult for applicants to come forward to be considered for senior judicial office. Consequently, I want to encourage a diverse pool of the right applicants of the highest calibre, both women and men, from all backgrounds, practices and sections of the community to come forward for consideration. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me. I wish you all the best with your application.
Hello, I'm Paul Douglas, a lay commissioner here at NIJAC and the chair of the selection committee for the 2024 High Court Judge competition. I want to take this opportunity to provide you with more information regarding the process of assessment which NIJAC is adopting. To begin with, I want to emphasise the importance of reading all the materials which NIJAC provide in relation to the competition. The applicant information booklet and the associated guides offer you an in-depth summary of the process and advice on how to prepare for application and assessment. The process of assessment for this competition has two main stages. The first is the shortlisting of the applicants for the interview, and the second is the interview itself. The process of shortlisting is based on defined evidence provided by each applicant against selected elements of the criteria for appointment. The 6 selected elements have been identified from an analysis of the role which has created the personal specification against which all applicants will be assessed. These 6 selected elements have been condensed into a single submission called a Statement of Suitability. As part of the application process, NIJAC requires you to provide us with your own self-assessment against the selected elements, and you have up to 2,000 words in which to provide this self-assessment. In addition to the Statement of Suitability, you are also required to provide NIJAC with 3 pieces of written work. Through this source of evidence, we are looking for you to demonstrate the skills, the attributes, behaviours and aspects of effectiveness expected of a High Court judge. We will have regard to the written work presented, your role in it, the degree of challenge and how you dealt with it. We will draw a distinction between run-of-the-mill work, which may present limited legal or other professional challenge, from work which presents unusual, novel or unforeseen complexities or has far-reaching consequences. Examples might include advice given to clients and may take the form of emails, letters, memos, opinions or notes, written submissions, public lectures, published material or other written legal argument. It may also include reports, judgments, stated cases or decisions given in a judicial tribunal or similar capacity. Additionally, it may be in the form of written advice given internally in a firm or other organisation or institutional environment, or any other written explanation of the law and how it applies in the circumstances of a particular case or other factual situation. In selecting your written pieces of work and the examples which you choose to rely on in your Statement of Suitability, it is important that you select evidence which addresses those elements of the person specification present in the Statement of Suitability. Thank you for taking the time to listen, and I wish you every success should you choose to apply.
Hello, I'm Maureen Eccles, a lay commissioner at NIJAC and a member of the High Court Judge Selection Committee, and I would like to talk to you about completing your application form. In selecting your examples for the Statement of Suitability, you should be mindful of the following. Don't merely say what your title was, or name what case or matter you led on. You need to go into the detail of what you did as part of that example. Do use a specific example. Don't make general references to your work or relate your own opinion as to your performance. Relate your examples in a way which allows the lay reader to understand the complexities and the challenges faced by you. You can do this by adopting the STAR approach, where you quickly set out the situation and task you were faced with. Focus on telling us what actions you took before rounding off the example with the result. We recognise that it is challenging to summarise aspects of your career in such a way, not having perhaps done this before, so it does require much thought and effort in order to complete it effectively. The action of completing the form will, however, hold you in good stead when it comes to the interview. Having thought through aspects of your career in this way should help you structure and focus your response to questions which we may ask about how you have acted in the past. In making a shortlisting decision, we will be looking at both sources of evidence holistically. It is important that you provide evidence of how you meet the selected elements contained within the Statement of Suitability across both sources of evidence. It is also important to note that while your selected examples and written pieces of work may evidence wider aspects of the person's specification, those will not be assessed by us for the purpose of shortlisting. Once the shortlisting stage is complete, we will then invite the shortlisted applicants to a final assessment. At the final assessment, you will be asked to make a presentation and answer questions at interview. The title of the presentation will be given to you on the day of interview, and you will have 60 minutes to prepare. The delivery of the presentation should last about 10 minutes and will be followed by a series of questions from the panel. The interview questions, in relation to the 6 criteria as set out in the person's specification for the role, will follow directly after the presentation. It's important to note that the interview is addressing all the elements under each of the 6 criteria of the person's specification, and is not just limited to the elements selected for the Statement of Suitability. Your preparation should account for this. Preparation is key for this process. At NIJAC, we consistently see that preparation is being rewarded by better performance at assessment. In short, the better you prepare, the better the outcome. We hope you have found this short summary of the process useful. We encourage you to make full use of the guides and videos highlighted within the applicant information booklet. And we encourage you to seriously consider application for this senior judicial office. Thank you.